Ladies and gentlemen, despite the audio driver problems and the other problems you're having, which was cutting Byron's view in half, so you only had half a GM for this session, we have resolved that. Thanks for sticking around. We're back. We're live. Byron, it's your show here on Myth Brigade.
Oh, hey, hi guys. Welcome to our third episode of The Fall of London. Special shout out to those great folks at Renegade Game Studios for making a wonderful product. I am enjoying. Unfortunately, this one was kind of made by them. They're bringing a new thing out, but been picking up some fancy cool stuff from them. Got the Werewolf core rulebook today. Picked that up. Got to be a little NPC in a werewolf game in my shop. That was kind of cool. All right, a vampire game, but for a brief minute. But yeah, welcome to another episode of The Fall of London and Vampire the Masquerade version 5. So we'll go around the horn here. Welcome. Thanks for coming to join us. Thorg out there. It's nice to see you as awesome, sir. Hopefully we'll see you soon on some Pendragon-ish type stuff. But or maybe even some Vile Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Who knew? Who would know? Who would know? But anyway, Miss the lovely Chantel, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you, Byron.
Is Lady Catherine shaking off her sleepiness?
Lady Catherine had her beauty sleep, and she is ready to rock and roll. Not that she knows what rock and roll is, but she's ready.
True enough. And the wonderful Tara playing Miss Alice Montague. Or is it
Hi guys.
Mockingdale, is it?
Mockingbird, Mockingdale.
Yeah, something like that.
What's in a name? Romeo. Oh, Romeo.
Sure enough. How you doing? Hanging in there?
I'm hanging in there.
Have you got
I'm ready to head off to Florida.
Head to Florida, Floridia.
Florida.
Nice.
Yep.
Gonna go down there. You ever see that meme with the guy that was like punching alligators and stuff?
Yeah.
He was like fucking kicking alligators, and then they showed one of him shaking his hand. It's like, everything's cool now. No, you don't see that. You should see it.
I didn't see that part of it.
It's pretty funny.
I'll keep my eyes open.
Cool. And Mr. Brent Adams, Dr. Henry Bangier, or Bangerie, or Banjo.
Banjo.
His name is.
Oh, I like that.
Dr. Banjo.
Dr. Banjo.
Just recovering from a head cold, so if I sound a little bit weird, just bear with me. But
you have to make a medicine roll in game, I guess.
Nice.
Luckily, you're a doctor, so you should be good.
That's true. The answer is opiates.
But it does make you forget about your head cold. That's nothing else.
That is true, because you just won't care at that
Just
point.
won't care. All right. And Mr. Tyler Wingate playing the wonderful, was that Khalid something? Yeah, whatever your name is.
Aquila.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right here in front of me, but you know.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
You could just look.
Oh, the heads are all kind of out of order
So
now.
tough.
I'm going to move us around. Sorry. Just realized that.
Go ahead.
I'm like, no, you're not playing Aquila. You're
Aquila,
playing.
I'm
Wait,
Aquila.
what?
No, not my head.
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Where is
Oh man,
That's better.
Oh, yeah. Tyler's
I thought I looked great there for a minute.
Yeah, you
Oh, yeah.
did. That was your spot for
Weird.
Night's Black. Is down the
Yeah.
corners.
Yeah. Whoopsie.
There we go.
All right. Cool deal. How you doing over there? You getting some gaming in?
Who?
I hear there's a favorite moment from a current game you wanted to share.
I recently slapped a NPC like head gang member in front of all his boys.
Ooh.
That was pretty entertaining. There was a rival gang shooting chickens in the park, and I made him
Like you do.
like you do. You know, I made him and his gang go clean it up after I told them to wait, and they didn't. So I made him and his boys clean it up.
I like
To be
that.
fair, they weren't the gang that was shooting the chickens, though. It was another gang. They were the Crips, and the Bloods were shooting chickens.
That's all right.
It was the pet of the local Ravnos. funny. And then, of course, the phenomenal, unprecedented Mr. Jason Dubs.
See, that's extra. Good. Just got back from Canada. I like Canada.
Hey?
Yeah. I ate a lot of poutine. I didn't do the poutine only diet. I was planning on just trying to eat nothing but poutine 3 meals a day, but hard health. Yeah, so I'm good. I was there wandering around for 8 days. I didn't do any gaming. I didn't do anything. I read some stuff. I wrote a little bit down, and I tired my legs out climbing mountains and stuff. So
yeah, it looked
happy to
pretty,
be
like some elevation change there.
Yeah, a little bit.
Pictures.
No, but it's all good. Happy to be back, and getting some Valdawn going. Got to close out some Deadlands, and we got a horror one-shot coming up. We're just trying to pin down the final date, so we'll have to say. Yeah,
I'll have to check into that. Make sure to see what's going on.
Yeah, it's good. It's a surprise. It's gonna be very good. It's for
sounds exciting.
Yeah.
All right. So when we last left off, our fateful, I guess we could call them a coterie, a group of the heralds of the sun, the priests and whatever, the followers of Mithras, as they've so effectually found out that they were so far. Your memories, no, they're still not there, still not 100%, more like 10%, maybe 5%. Not a lot happened. You slept through the day, and night has again befallen on the church. St. Anne's, open 10 to 4. Monday through Tuesday.
Is it a church or a massage parlor?
It's both. It could be both. Father Munch.
By day or by night?
Yeah. Father Munch, kind of. You notice when you wake up that he has shut the door to the downstairs, but and he has left a bell on the door in case you should need something.
That's because Henweir was snoring.
It is very convenient of him.
As you know, he hasn't learned how to not breathe yet. He's only been a vampire for hundreds of years. He hasn't figured it out yet.
It's really just a death rattle. His mouth is just open, and you just hear like
Oh, God.
just
Old
terrible
rabbit by
sounds
her.
coming out of it.
So you guys managed to find this little church off to the wayside of the busy area, the hotels and so forth. The only leads that you had, of course, given to you by Shirazi, was that you know that Shri Thansa was known to frequent the Andaz Hotel, and the Nosferatu Richard de Word, the tube system and the tunnels under London. And of course, the fact that Lady Queen Anne Bosley, the Prince of London, was going to be having a high-profile party soon. Shirazi gave you a single black business card with a phone number on it. And Mickey Wheeler, before his untimely, would you call it death? How do you die if you're already dead? I don't know. Well, his demise, as you saw him burst into ashes as if he was straight off of Infinity War and Thanos had snapped from his stake to the heart that he took. And so you know that there's that. You would assume some kind of high-profile party, probably going to be more in the city proper, as you could imagine. A place of prominence, a place that you would expect someone of power to come from. As you guys come out of the church at night, do you guys ring the bell at all? Do you guys talk to the father?
Don't really need anything.
Should we check and see if any of the Second Inquisition folks were here? I mean, I guess if they were, we wouldn't be here. But maybe if he knows anything about them?
The old man?
Yeah.
Why would he know anything? He's obviously irrelevant. He's a steward of a dying church in the middle of nowhere.
That's one way to put it.
I guess so. Yeah. And
even asking him such questions would only draw more attention to ourselves. No, I believe we should just slip out, reach out to our contact, and proceed from there. Get into the city proper.
All right, let's do it.
I've got a picture to show you as you come out of the thing. Let's see if we can get this to work.
Why, yes.
Oh.
What's this?
So as you come out of
I've seen that. Yeah.
So while last night it was not lit up and hard to see, tonight the lights are bright. Towering over the city, a freshly built building, standing tall above all else, other than the cranes and of course the bridge there in the background. Across the river to the southwest from where you are, down in the Southwark area of London, right on the other side of the river. That's kind of the view you have from where you're at. You literally can see that bridge and the building from the church.
Nice to see that we've lost our grip on classical architecture.
That's what I was thinking. Garish as could be.
And it would occur to you that would be a good place for there to be a high-profile person living.
Or a buffet.
Or a buffet. Or whatever.
I mean, that would be something delicious in there. How are we feeling with the hunger and whatnot?
Well, had anyone fed down to 0 yesterday? Someone killed someone, didn't they? I believe. Wasn't there a death?
Didn't.
No deaths. So you would have ended the night at 1. You would have ended the night at 1 since you didn't kill anyone.
All
So
right.
you would awaken at 2.
Feel a little peckish.
Well, not nearly as hungry after 70 years
No.
as you were
Right.
yesterday.
I could eat.
True.
You could eat.
Mm-hmm.
So, what
It
are
might
you guys
help
gonna,
us.
what are you guys gonna do?
I'm sure there's. I'm sure if needs be, we could find some sort of vagrant.
I mean, yes, or we could just eat out of garbage. That's the same thing. Although I suppose each of us has our own tastes, and that's appropriate. We don't all want to share food. I'd like to go someplace a little more high class, perhaps, if possible, along the way.
Well, as you look around in the area of town that you're in, everything looks pretty shut down.
Yeah.
But you can see across the river, there are lights. There is the existence of humanity. You can smell the taste of the kine across the river.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll find more fertile hunting grounds there. We do have currency,
Yes.
better clothing, and accommodations for the morning, so we can look for better opportunities. So, yeah, Byron, this number that we have,
Yep.
who is it to again?
It doesn't say.
Should we try it?
Shirazi gave it to you and said it was a number that you could call should you want to know what's going on in London.
Well, that's perfectly. So I'm like, well, let's try it. So I very delicately pull out my little phone device, and I'm like, beep, boop, boop. It takes a pretty annoyingly long time as I do it very precisely, and then I'm like, okay, then you press this.
Pick out your instructions, your written instructions.
It rings.
I think Lucius is looking over your shoulder like, yes.
The ring kind of startles you at first because it doesn't sound like, an old 1940s telephone at all. And a lady answers the phone. She says, "Why, hello."
Good evening. This is Dr. Banerjee. I was told to. Me and my associates were told to contact you.
Oh, well, since there are only a handful of these in the city, I would assume that you got this number from my card.
Yes.
Well, that puts you in the upper 1%. For sure. Well, this is Lady Scarlett Churchill, personal assistant of the Queen.
Now, she said Queen, not Prince, right?
Mm-hmm.
Queen.
Well, do you say that on the phone?
No. I'm like the Queen of
Yes.
of
Queen.
England.
Well, kind of. Queen Anne Bolesley, the Prince of London.
Ah. We would like to make formal arrangements to attend the party.
A party with the Queen.
Absolutely.
Did you hear that?
You just need to come to the shard. Of course, don't forget your gifts.
And since you're her assistant, you could apprise us of what sort of gifts Her Majesty would find acceptable.
Oh, that would be very presumptuous of me to decide how loyal you really were. Make it something interesting. Not just another kind or a head of an enemy. Who knows? Something outside the box. Something to make you stand out. Something to make you, appear gracious.
Indeed. Understood. Is there...
I trust.
And how many evenings are we looking at before this particular party is going to be occurring?
Well, the party is actually tomorrow.
I see. So steps will have to be taken, preparations made. I put my hand over the speaker. I'm like, what is it?
Ask about a dress code.
Oh, yes, of course. I was getting to that. I'm like, I apologize.
Of course, it's
Dress
a dress code.
code?
She's
Well-
talking about a party with the Queen. Still quite
dress
convinced because
code?
I heard him call out the Queen, but I didn't hear him correct because that was just the conversation.
She's like, well,
So
Dr.
convinced.
Henry, it does appear. She's like, well, Dr. Henry, it does appear that you do not know me quite as well as you might. She goes, I am in charge of all fashion in London. She goes, so pick something nice.
Where is the height of fashion in London? A proper tailor shop, dressmakers. A name.
Marvel Row. Oh my god.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk away sort of into like embarrassment. Like, how do you not know that? Oh my god.
I've only been awake for 5 minutes.
That's just
I might not
ingrained.
remember everything. Anything.
I just say, what? Everything's changed. I don't know if the old places are still open.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. It's just
I'm sorry, my lady. We've been out of the. You can tell we've been out of the loop for a rather significant period of time.
Yes. Well, it is London. You are meeting royalty. It's a very high-profile party.
Seems like
So,
you should
as
make
you would expect,
a visit
you
to
know, I don't
Oxford
know.
Street.
I would assume that most places are probably closed today, but first thing in the morning, I'm sure might require some thoughts, energy. Well, if there's nothing else, I do have pressing business, as you can imagine.
Of course, your assistance is much appreciated.
Oh, of course. Always a pleasure.
I forget to hang up.
Ta-ta.
Oh, yes.
So, after a few seconds goes by, and then the phone that Dr. Henry had is going, man.
Okay. She was very evasive. But the party is tomorrow night with the prince. But she prefers to be called a queen.
The Prince of Wales.
No. The prince of the city. Anne.
Oh, yes, of course. I forget.
We have this evening and part of tomorrow to arrange ourselves and try to attend with some gift of some sort. Something unique or appropriate to make our presence here known in a positive sense. At a bare minimum, we should arrive. We should arrive in reasonably good apparel, even if we don't have a gift presently.
Where do you propose a shopping trip on Oxford Street, perhaps? We've no money. How much money do we get?
We have currency.
We have currency. That's quite all right, and we can get more. That's not a problem.
Lady Catherine, could you roll me a die? It doesn't really matter which one. Just pick one. Just a single die.
All right, I am going to crap. Let's just go composure.
No, you can just do it's just a single die. Pick a D, like D6.
Oh, DF, lovely.
Whatever you want.
Okay,
Just a little.
let's go D12.
Just a dice. What'd you get?
3.
A 3. So, Henry, did you say who you were on the phone with?
Not yet. Nobody asked me.
Okay. That's it then.
Okay, so we heard your side of the conversation. What did our contact have to say?
Yes, she's
Who was
the assistant to the queen. Something about her being the height of fashion. A woman named Scarlet.
Scarlet what?
I forget the rest.
It's like a minute ago, and he's just like, I don't know.
Lady Scarlet, I suppose. What did she?
Yes.
You recognize the name, Lady Catherine.
Okay, Lady Scarlet. Oh, so Lady Scarlet Churchill.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
She was a rival of fashion of yours.
Okay.
So she's been around for a long time.
And she has 70 years on me. This is a terrible situation. Okay, and she said something about gifts also? What else? What did she say about the gift?
No,
Be
she
precise.
Said, she said nothing as boring as normal kind. perhaps an enemy killed, but I was hesitant to dig into the queen's business about who she sees as an enemy. So that's problematic. Best thing I could come up with, honestly, off the top of my head, is we find one of these inquisitors and bring one of them to her.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
I mean, the thought occurred to me. We'd have to track one of them down somehow, and make sure that they're not in superior numbers.
Awful short notice.
What could go wrong?
Like
Beyond that, it was very inexplicit about, in particular, what she would like.
Some sort of like a social check to sort of like to figure out secondhand what she would have been trying to say. Because,
What about like an etiquette?
Yeah, etiquette would work good.
All right, so we do etiquette. What might a second attribute be? Charisma?
Intelligence or wits?
Yeah, intelligence or wits plus etiquette would be good.
Okay.
Difficulty 2?
Here, wait. So you said
It's actually difficulty 3. But...
I'm sorry, and what?
Nice.
Could you repeat what you said? My brain is still. You said charisma plus intelligence?
Wits or intelligence plus etiquette.
Okay.
I got 3 successes on etiquette and intelligence.
Yeah. So jewels.
And you said
All royalty likes jewels. But I mean, maybe she's got a lot. Who knows? Chances are, most of the shops look closed, but you might be able to find somewhere. I mean, you're definitely going to have to head towards the city, towards the the more lively part of the city to find anything. Who knows? Maybe you'll come across something.
I should like to find a hospital as well, as I will need a supply of ready-made meals, if you will.
You drink out of you drink out of blood bags.
Don't you?
No. Disgusting.
I mean, yes, the living kind. Actually, that's a very good question.
I like my bags organic.
Yes, recyclable.
farm to table.
Yes.
Super fresh.
My diet is the rich. Does that mean of good breeding or good bank account?
Yes.
Because those might be two
Yes.
Honestly, I would say that both would
different. Okay.
fit the bill. I don't think that I would have an issue.
I mean,
with
you
either
can't
one.
be well bred if you're poor.
I mean, but you can be nouveau riche and have no taste class whatsoever.
Yeah.
But you still have
I'll
power.
let you interpret that. I'll let you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although, Reverend, I would be willing to cooperate with you. I would like to get my hands on some ethyl ether for my own purposes. I find it easier for my subjects to be anesthetized when I feed. It's mostly just a preference. I wonder what other sedatives they've come up with over the last 70 years.
Not
But a
unlike-
hospital.
Not unlike wrapping a rat's head against a cage before you feed the snake.
Well, much more peaceful than that. I like them to be peaceful.
You mean you don't like them to fight back?
Compliant.
You should consider another path. It has sustained me for many years.
You're a bag man. You're a sand man. Akila, do you have any preferences in feeding?
No.
He's like, I just like to eat.
I just like to eat.
I'm about to eat.
Okay, and Alice, what about you? Do you have any restrictions at all?
not restrictions per se, just preferences. I like my subjects to be fully aware of what's happening to them.
Okay.
And I prefer to feed on pretty boys.
Okay.
For my own reasons.
Oh, no, that's perfectly fine. I'm just thinking about if we need to satisfy all of these different tastes, as well as finding clothing and finding a suitable present and finding lodging for the sunlight hours.
Our personal preferences should wait until we secure the necessities, if you will.
Oh, certainly. But I mean, there are things that we should do and should not do, but I don't know about the rest of you, but sometimes I have a very refined palate. And sometimes I get a little ill if I don't eat appropriately.
So as you guys
That's
are
all.
standing on the stoop of the church discussing all of this, you hear a click of like a side heavy oak door like opening. And you see the old man step out the side of the church onto like a small, like, little landing with a small set of stairs that comes down the side of the church. And he's kind of standing there in the darkness. You hear like a tapping sound. And then you see like a little flame light up. And some
We should be going.
The smell of pipe tobacco whiffs your direction from the breeze off of the river. And you realize it is late. And you guys haven't eaten yet.
Mm-hmm.
And you're at 2 out of 5. So the night's only going to get shorter.
Is the smell reminiscent of something?
Not really.
Okay, good. Yes, we need to feed.
Vagrant it is.
So how are you guys going to get to the other side of town?
Well, certainly we would still see the old cabs, right, running.
Yeah.
So
Not too many run past this late at night on this side of town, but you can see them on the bridge.
There's the tube. How late? It's late, isn't it?
How far is the shard from us?
It's about 10. It's really hard to tell distance with it being so tall and stuff like that. But based off of how big the cards are and stuff, you'd probably say a couple miles.
We could walk that.
And I as we move, Byron, I would look for any sort
I've
of
heard that before, Tara.
any sort of signs pointing toward a hospital, maybe, or some medical facility that would be appropriate.
Are there any signs? No.
I suppose the taxi driver would know. I guess we walk that direction, right? And then grab a cab if we can.
Yeah, sure. So you guys walk a little ways.
I think it sounds good.
Not too long goes by.
Try to do a bat and fly.
A taxi comes driving past. You see
I'll
it.
try to hail it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He pulls over. He's like, "Hello."
Oh, hello, darling. Are you, do you have room for some passengers?
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Where y'all headed?
We were looking for the nearest hospital. One of my friends is feeling a little ill, and we thought we should go there.
Is someone injured? I've got a first aid bag in the trunk.
Oh, no. It's not too serious, but much more serious than just first aid, darling. But if you could get us to the hospital, that would be just wonderful.
Oh, certainly. There's one just over the bridge.
Great. I crawl in the back seat, but I want to sit so that I am in his rearview mirror.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a weird cab. It has the door that opens like the wrong way. You know, like you could fit like 6 people or so in here in the back. So it's got some seats that face the back of the car and some seats that face the front of the car. Almost like a limousine.
Come in, friends. And does he have a little like placard with his name on it at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I just want to be able to call him by name as we're talking. But come on, friends, let's get in. We need to get our friend to the hospital very soon.
Sure, right away.
Yeah, pile in.
I'll go ahead and climb
Yeah.
right in.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like if there's not much room back there, one of you can sit up front. I don't mind.
Madam, perhaps the lady would like to sit up front?
I would be happy to sit up front. Yeah, I'll climb in the front seat with him. And as we go, I want to ask him about some of the maybe some of the hot spots of London. You know, what might be open tonight?
Down in
this time of
Soho.
night.
Head down
Yeah.
to Soho. Let's go.
Well, there's plenty of stuff open in the main part of the city. Have you been to the Shard? There's restaurants there, bars. Some of the bars are even open past 3.
Oh, we haven't been there yet.
Plenty of blokes going there. Oh. I will say you're a hodgepodge of different outfits, but I mean, I'm sure you can find something you could all go do. Not judging.
Are there markets that might be open late for those who are in need of more appropriate clothing? Cabbie? Driver? Whatever?
Well, certainly.
Walmart.
Are you looking for something a little more high-end or, like everyday Joe?
We're looking for something maybe shard-worthy.
Oh, well, of course, you could shop in the Shard. The first, there's 3 levels of retail. Both are open typically till about 11.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Thank you.
Yeah, it's all new. It's pretty nice. Look at that thing. It just goes up into the sky.
Yes. Yes, it does.
All those lights. It's fancy. I couldn't have a shop there, but, hey, each their own.
Of course. And I know this sounds very, very silly, but is there a place that you know of, maybe some hotels in the area near the Shard?
Well, yeah, as a fact, there's actually hotel accommodations right there in the Shard. And you said you was going to the hospital. The hospital is actually the next block over.
Oh,
That's very convenient.
Hamish, you've been so very helpful. We are so delighted that you found us tonight. Thank you so much.
Not a problem. And, if you want to stop at a little pub or something like that on the way, I mean, well, your friend is sick, so probably not. But I suggest the Albany. Albany is a good little place. It's in a little basement. That's pretty cool. It's on Portland Street.
Do you have a card, perhaps, so that we could make sure that we are able to get in touch with you if we're able to go to that delightful little pub of yours?
Well, absolutely. He's got like one hand on the wheel, and he just kind of like reaches. He's got like a little stack of cards, like kind of shoved it next to his thing.
Nice. I'll take it, and I will just like very obviously put it down my dress.
He tries not to look, but unsuccessfully.
Oh, absolutely.
He kind of glances. He kind of recorrects the driving a little bit. Because they go, sorry about that. You know, every now and then there's little potholes, you know, like in America. And in England, but, you know,
Yes, it is difficult to keep your mind on the road when you're just thinking about the holes. I understand completely. But Hamish, you do drive this stick shift quite admirably.
you notice he's kind of blushing a little bit. She's driving.
Shifting in his seat.
You just see Henry in the rearview mirror. He's just in there like shaking his head.
Yeah, likewise.
His entire.
He's like, well, I do give discounts, and I do have a monthly subscription fee in case you would like to just, you know, have me at the beck and call or something like that. You know, I do get other clients, unfortunately, but you know, I can do my best. I'm just independent, so you know, I don't have a cab company and nothing like that. Just me and my old cab.
Whisper over to Henry. She's making herself a Renfield, is she?
I suppose so. I mean, it's good to have someone. It's good to have someone we can count on. After all, I'm looking at this vehicle. It's not dissimilar to the vehicles we used to drive, but it seems like it has a lot more lights on it. I worry that were we to try to take over this vehicle, we would not be able to understand how to drive it.
Well, perhaps if you
We don't need to. Oh, I'm not in the back seat. Never mind. I'm too busy working my wiles up front.
He's completely smitten and, like, you know, paying attention to Lady Catherine.
Perhaps if you were serving us.
And once I heard that garish Cockney accent, I wanted to kill him immediately.
Perhaps if he was serving us, then we could black out the chariot here area, wall it off, and create ourselves a bit of a sanctuary, even an escape vehicle, if you will.
Emergencies only, of course, but that is fairly inspired, Reverend. That is very inspired indeed.
It's like the reverse Pope Mobile.
The lights get brighter as he drives over the bridge and is going up towards the shard. He kind of points. He's like, over there's Portland Street, right down this couple blocks there. In the basement is Albany. Yep, it's just down there. Good stuff. Good stuff. They got a DJ, you know, and music and food and, you know, all your necessities.
What is a DJ?
What is a DJ?
A DJ.
Yes. What is this DJ?
He does a little turntable, make a little music, you know, like in America. Plays music.
Is DJ the name of a dog?
DJ.
Perhaps the band leader.
He's talking about a phonograph.
It's like music, but on a record.
Oh, record.
Oh, yes.
Well, nowadays it's more like DVD. No, we had them for quite some time, but I don't know if anybody ever DJ'd on phonograph. I bet they probably could, maybe, but no. It's like a little mini photograph. He takes his hand off the wheel completely. He's got his hands on like he's like driving with his knee for a second.
I see. A DJ is a form of musical entertainment. I
Yeah, it's real upbeat. They got nice stuff. Sometimes they play some classical stuff. Sometimes some new age stuff. It just depends. It depends. They got a DJ there. Her name is Rain. Beautiful. Well, not compared to. Well, never mind. But very, very beautiful young brown-skinned woman. Her name's Rain. I think she's there a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's like, well, he kind of pedals up and he said, you guys mentioned shopping, and you mentioned you won't go to the hospital, right?
Yes. We need to go to the hospital first. Thank you so much, Seamus. Listen to me, Hamish. I
don't know.
I'm just so very silly. I apologize. His name is Hamish Renfair.
Hamish Renfair?
Yes. We don't want to make him completely Renfield, and of course, I mean the Renfairs are named after the Renfair family. So I'm very yes.
Particularly known to be particularly easily seduced.
He's like, all right, well, you want me to pull up to the ER, or you need to just like walk in on yourself? What you need? You
That'll be right here is fine. Right here. No. Pull up a little further there by that that row of hedge, if you would. Thank you.
Certainly. Wherever you ask, I shall go. So that's what I'll do. I'll deliver you where you want to go as fast as possible for just minimal fee.
And what is the fee for tonight?
It would be just £10.
Would we be able to start our
I feel like
subscription
that
tonight?
big. Holy shit.
Because we would love to have you at, what did you say, at my beck and call? I think that would be so wonderful.
Oh, you want to do a subscription?
Yes.
Oh, sure. He's like, he reaches down, he pulls out like a thing. He's like, you just put your card in there, and then you type your little pin, and then there it goes. Then it go on your credit card, once every couple, weeks.
Absolutely. I pull out the credit card from Wheeler or Shirazi. I don't even remember which one it was, and it doesn't matter. I'll just put it in.
All right, looks approved. So you got my card. All you got to do is call me. Name on the account is, he looks at things, Shirazi?
Yes, that's my brother.
Oh, well, wonderful. Such a nice bloke. Letting you use his card.
Well, we had a little bit of an issue, and he's such a gentleman. Gentlemen always make sure that a lady doesn't have to pay. But
yes.
take care of their women,
Oh, I'm so sorry. Speaking of gentlemen, he jumps out of the car and runs around to your door and opens it for you.
Why, thank you, Hamish. I really wish I would have named you Seamus now, but that's okay. Thank you, Hamish. I appreciate that, and give him a little, just a little longer handhold than normal, or than.
His cheeks get a little rosy. You can sense his blood rising to his skin.
You are such a sweetheart. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I know we'll be calling you soon.
Well, I am at your beck and call. Like I said, just give me a yell when you're ready to go, and zip, and I'll be here, and then wherever you need to go.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Anything else I can do for any of you folks back there being all quiet?
Appreciate the ride. Thank you. I'm going to then proceed to get out and walk over away from the vehicle and wait for my compatriots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as I leave, I'll give a little bit of maybe of a hip swing than is necessary, but again, classy hip swing. All right, folks. Taking a taxi was a brilliant idea. And Father Lucius, I couldn't help overhearing you in the back seat. That's a delightful idea. Cabs in this. Who's going to notice another cab in the city? We might be able to use this to our own benefit.
Vamp cab.
Delightful.
True.
Trying not to appear flustered.
And with your card, which seems to work as currency, is there a limit to that?
Haven't hit it yet.
If there is, it seems like there are enough cards or people around that have these cards. I don't think we need to worry about it. Whenever one hits its limit, we'll just get another one.
Yeah. Makes logical sense.
I mean, in all of my time, I have not really had to worry about how to pay for things. So don't worry. I've got this taken care of. We'll get what we need.
Question is now that we're here, how are we going to get what we need?
Well, I suppose they have a spare supply of blood somewhere, do they not? We'll just have to
Let's
find it.
go in and see.
You walk in. It's a slower night. There's not really a lot going on. There's doors that say ER, emergency.
Does it look like there's some sort of receptionist here at all?
Yeah. It's just a lady sitting behind like a desk.
Oh, wonderful. Excuse me, darling. I am here with the father. We were supposed to come in and we were supposed to find my brother. He's very ill, and so we, it is time for the priest.
I try to glance around for any sort of register or anything like that. Any written register, where I would have a list of names while she's kind of distracting and talking to the secretary.
Yeah.
She seems to be looking at like a
like
TV
a flat
screen.
panel. Yeah.
A flat panel TV screen, but looks kind of like it's old. And she takes her bracelet and she kind of holds it up to a thing, and it like beeps, and then she starts typing on like what looks to be a typewriter or keyboard, but it's not attached to anything. And she's like, what is his name?
His name is John.
John. Okay, and the last name for John?
His last name is John Jones.
Jones.
Yeah. Yes. That's the name I saw on the screen. Actually, that's the name I'm seeing on the screen. Oh, what?
Well, you don't see a Jones on it, so she's facing towards you, but look, the screen is facing away from you.
Could I use awe and try to get her just to pay attention to me no matter what I'm going to say?
It just automatically works. So
Okay.
on mortals, vampiric powers pretty much automatically work unless they say otherwise.
Excellent.
So you
Yeah.
only have to roll versus like supernaturals.
Okay.
So
yeah.
she's completely paying attention to you and doing nothing.
Yeah.
While she's focused on Lady Catherine, are there clearly marked signs? I'm looking for the TCU, transitional care units. Basically, where someone be moving to like maybe long-term care at a hospital.
From like an emergency into.
Yeah.
That'd be like behind. There's like a little security door that's just sitting there.
I'm going to say I'll whisper to Lady Catherine. I'll be like, "There's likely to be elderly patients in some of these locations. It would be easy for us to go in there and meet our needs."
Yes. Did I say my brother? I meant my grandfather. Yes, we're going to see my grandfather. So if you could just point us the way, we would be so happy.
Transitional care unit, please.
Well, she's like in such awe of you that she says, would be Mr. Fredericks, perhaps. Is his last name Fredericks?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for your help.
That would be room 9.
And I'll pat her on the hand, like, thank you, dear. Let's go over her. And
we do have like a 3-person limit in the back, but go ahead.
Oh, don't worry. We'll take turns.
And the priest would be there separately. He doesn't, not that he doesn't count as a person, but 3 family members, and the priest, it's okay. Yeah, we'll just walk back.
Okay. Yep. You guys walk back.
Yeah.
So she opens the security door. You see her push like a little button and it buzzes. and it opens. The door just kind of swings open with nobody touching it, which is like kind of weird.
Do people have keys anymore? What is this?
Yep. And yep. So you walk back, and it doesn't take too long to figure out. The rooms go like around both sides of the inside of the hospital. You see, there's a couple like people at like workstations and stuff in the center, and they don't seem to pay any attention to you whatsoever. Like they're doing things, they're talking back and forth. Like there's a couple females wearing like what you would guess is like nursing garb and stuff.
Okay.
Not too different from, I mean, I don't know if scrubs existed in the 40s. Not really. Kind of, maybe.
I would guess so, yeah.
Okay.
They don't have like aprons.
It would have been those little
Right.
dresses. It would have actually honestly been like those white dresses.
With like the
white-
hat. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
so
would've- yeah.
I mean, they're not dressed in white. They're dressed in blue and flowers, and one girl's got like dinosaurs on her thing.
Yeah. I just, it's kind of like no sense of propriety in today's age.
No. So there should be places, there should be blood bags in the rooms, there should be some sort of anesthetic.
So you do see like a cooler. You see one of the girls like opens a cooler or a refrigerated thing. She types in a code and then opens the door, and it has like some bags of like fluids and stuff in there. You don't see any blood.
Interesting. Can I use heightened senses to see what the code is? Even if I don't catch it this time, obviously it's a little late, but...
Yep. I mean, she's a slow-moving kind. So go ahead and give me a, let's do a wits and awareness.
Okay.
Difficulty level is going to be 2. So 2 successes needed.
Now, I believe I get to add my my aspects to that, right?
Sure. Well, I'd let you add aspects. Absolutely.
All right, let's see what happens. All right.
Oh, what's an awareness? You have 5 dice. You got 1 success.
That's
I got 4 successes.
Oh, yes, it's 4.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's not roll
That's
20.
the 100 die.
Oh, that's weird. My roll 20 on the chat is showing the dice, but on the actual roll 20 on my screen is not. That's weird.
Yeah, that is odd.
That's odd. Okay.
Hmm.
If I hover over it, it shows me.
Oops. All right.
Really weird. Roll 20. Okay. All right. So yeah, you absolutely catch the code.
And I'm like, that'll come in handy. And I'll whisper the code to you guys.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, well, I suppose we should sate our hunger. Let's see.
It was really weird because it was in like a plastic bag. It wasn't like in a bottle. You would expect it to be like in glass bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these plastics have really improved since our era. They're used practically everywhere now. So.
All right. So your guys' goal is like to roll into room 9 and just like feed on.
No, so I'm gonna
Mr.
break off.
Fredericks.
I'm gonna break off from them.
Okay.
Try to find myself a busy nurse and use dominate to convince her she needs to get me blood.
Okay. Yeah. She'll take you to she takes you right to the room. And you see she has a little scanner on her like wristband, and she puts her wrist up to the thing and goes in.
I would take her hand as she turns around and kind of pull her close, and Thank you, young lady. God looks after those who look after their brothers and sisters, and I'm gonna slip the wristband off.
Nice.
You won't be needing this for now. Please, that break that you were taking, go take it. I'll see to this.
She said, yes, I am kind of hungry.
As am I. As am I.
So she kind of walks off down the hallway.
So I'll find a bag, bundle up a few bags, value meal, just kind of stash it, and out I go. I'll leave her bracelet hanging. I'll leave it on the nurse's station.
Okay. Yep. All right. So you break off and do that. What's Aquila, Lady Catherine, Henry, and Alice doing?
Is the Fredericks fellow, can I tell if he is wealthy or not?
No. He's in a gown. Let's see here. Let's do... He doesn't look wealthy, but he doesn't look like a Sleprock either. Like he's got the clothes that are hanging in the little area for clothes are decent.
Okay, decent. I think I'm going to go to the nurse's station. If there's only one, I want to go when there's only one person there, maybe. So that way I can also try to awe them into telling me who is the most well off in this unit.
Give me a wits and awareness check.
And wits first and awareness?
Yeah.
Probably have to do.
Wait, the other way around. Yeah. Cancel. By the time this is all done, I'll figure this out.
Yeah, that's what I said this morning.
And wits.
I always forget about all the pop-ups that come up in these kind of systems.
Successes, 3 of 2.
3. Woohoo. Awesome. So just as you're like looking around, you're like, well, how am I gonna find someone of wealthy status? You see a young, pretty good-looking guy kind of come in. He's wearing like a suit jacket, and he's got dress shoes on and stuff like that. And he's taking his jacket off and putting on a white coat. He starts talking to one of the nurses about something.
I want to try to get his attention so that when he comes over to me, I can ask about the wealthy patients, or ask who might be the wealthiest on this place. Because then I can hand this kind over to Alice if she would like, because he seems to be her type.
Yeah, so he comes over that direction after you catch his eye. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm sorry, miss, was there something you needed?
Yes, I was, this is going to sound very silly, and I am looking for, I'm looking for my sugar daddy. I don't know what room he's in. Could you tell me where he might be? The wealthy one, the really wealthy one.
He's like, I'm not really sure this is an appropriate place to pick up men.
I don't need to pick him up. I already have him. I just need to stop in and see him. I need to get his credit card.
What would his name be?
That's what I'm asking you, dear. And I want to try to entrance him.
Okay.
So that way he'll just chat with me.
Okay, he's chatting with you. What do you want to know?
Who is it? What's his name? Where can I go?
His name is Carlton.
Carlton.
Yep. And he tells you that he's not really sure what the financial stability of any of these individuals are, but he says, I drive a Porsche. And he kind of smiles at you himself.
Oh, I guess I was looking in the wrong place. Where
He's
is
like,
a place?
I make a healthy salary as a surgeon.
I bet you do. You're probably very good with your hands as well. Perhaps we could
could find
continue
out.
this conversation, yes, somewhere else. Where might be the best
Sure.
place?
Wow, you know, being a surgeon here, I do have a private place that I can sleep right over here.
Oh, delightful. And I know this is going to sound very naughty, but you don't happen to have access to any of those anesthetics, do you?
Well, my anesthesiologist typically handles that, but
But I bet you could get
Nurses.
your hands on it, couldn't you?
there's probably several things I could put my hands on.
Oh, I think there are definitely some things you could put your hands on.
This episode is rated R.
Pretty much, I want to make sure that we can also get anesthetics for Dr. Henry so he doesn't have to. If we're getting the surgeon, let's get everything out of him that we can.
Okay.
So,
Because
yeah,
What I always say.
exactly.
He'll walk you over to the little access room there,
Mhm.
and he scans his bracelet, then goes into the room.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll go in after him. And, right. Pretty much. Oh, funny now. I'm just like, wait, I don't know what to say. Durf. So we will make sure that I can feed appropriately. But I also want to does he seem shy? Does he seem confident, or does he seem like overconfident, like I am
I mean-
a date rape guy?
You like you entranced him.
Oh, so he's just me. Okay, so it's
Pretty
okay.
much whatever you want.
Okay.
Is he a grower or a shower?
Yes.
Yes. And
So he bags up some anesthetics, and he's like, "Well, is that enough for you?"
I think so. That would be a good way to start. Thank you. And
He's like, "Well, my room's just around here."
well, then let's go there. Let's do this.
All right.
And
So
so yeah,
Lady Catherine and the surgeon disappear.
yada yada yada. There we go.
What is
Next
Alice
morning.
and Henry doing? And Aquila?
Oh, wait, before we start, sorry, because I've got the anesthetic in hand, I want to hand that off to Dr. Henry if I can.
Yeah.
I would probably be somewhere else, but for now, you're probably because I had a different plan that would be happening.
No, that's okay.
Okay,
If I saw you go someplace else, then I'll hang on to it for you.
Yeah. Okay. What is whoever wants to go next there?
So I'll go. This will be fairly quickly. I'm going to walk, very comfortably down the halls, just absorbed in the delightful smells of the hospital and people.
Do you pick up a white jacket or anything?
If I can, I will absolutely pick up a
there's-
white jacket.
There's several of
Bunch
them.
of twisted fucks, you guys.
Yeah, and
That's
basically, I'm going to be looking into rooms to seeing if there's a particular patient who seems to be looking rather peaceful.
So you actually find a jacket that has a name tag on it. It says Dr. Henry Argyle.
Yeah, I will take that one. Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I want to find a particular patient who seems like they're sleeping peacefully.
You can
And
definitely find one of those. So the
Yeah.
lights are off, but there's somebody in it.
yeah, I'll just go ahead, just silently walk in and stand over them for about a minute or so, just taking it all in.
So as you're standing there, you kind of look over and you see a monitor, and it's kind of beeping, and you can make out the icons like heart rate, stuff like that, and it's just on a monitor for blood pressure. Lots of familiar numbers, but
Yeah,
weirdly displayed.
I'm immediately fascinated with it, and of course, getting back into the old style things, I'll go and pick up his paper chart. If it's there at the foot of the bed or something like that. But a lot of times they might not even have that anymore in modern hospitals. But I'll be looking around for his chart, basically.
There's no chart on the front.
And I'll just be like, well, I'll go ahead and lay my hand on his chest, and I'll go ahead and feed on him.
Okay.
Not to the point of death, mind you.
So just 1 point? Since you're at 2, 1 point would be all you.
Oh yeah, because if you go farther than that, then you go all the way.
The only way to fill it all is to take it all.
All right.
Yeah, if he had a terminal diagnosis, I would Angel of Death him, but seeing as how I don't know it, and and then I will leave very satisfied with myself. And then probably I'll go put in the codes for the med card.
So do you feed off of him through his like IV?
Yes, yeah, because fangs are very are a very inefficient way of feeding, and so I actually prefer either using
Capri Sun, literally. Just...
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, right. There's my Capri Sun.
You hold your pinky up when you do that?
Yep, I get it straight from the source.
So you do see a medical waste thing on the wall, and it does have some syringes in it.
Oh, perfect. I go ahead and I
bust the top of it open.
Yeah.
Some vampiric strength.
They're all used ones. Although I would look in the drawers real quick. Sometimes in the drawers, maybe they might have some syringes.
They got a little code you got to push on the buttons. Oh, you know what? But you know the code because it's the same, because it's that nurse's code. So yeah, you think about it for a second. You see it says the same keypad as the thing.
Yeah, so I'll put in the code and
you type it in and you pull the drawer open and it is stocked with all the syringes and stuff you could want for a hot minute. There's all kinds of different lines and sizes and types and.
Eat the flush.
Just so happy I start to take a look at them and I'm like, oh yes, plastics.
Yep.
The obsession with plastics, it's come so far.
And you notice that there's like a bag with clothes kind of on the side, just like a little bag that somebody brought some clothes in for this person.
Oh, good. I'll empty out I'll throw the clothes out of the bag and start filling it with syringes.
Do you nicely put them on the shelves, or do you nicely put them on the shelves, or you just chuck them on the floor?
Oh, I just chuck them on the floor. I don't give a shit. And
you are not the man I thought you were.
And I'm gonna start filling it with syringes, and then it's off to go get those meds.
Okay. Yep. So what about Alice? What is Alice doing?
So Alice was looking around to find what she would think of as an orderly.
Could find one of those.
I'm looking for a male if I can find one.
Definitely.
Are there multiple?
Yep. There's a couple. There's a guy pushing a gurney. He like pushes it into a room and then pushes it to the side. Puts a guy in, helps a guy into a wheelchair, and then like a young girl like pushes him towards the front, towards the doors, and he's like putting a gurney away in a little back room.
Is there one that looks like a kind of young and cute and arrogant?
Let's see here. Go ahead and give me a. Let's do a. Let's just do wits and awareness.
I don't even remember how to do this.
Go to awareness.
Skill first, then attribute.
Skill first, then attribute.
Wait, how to remind me? It's been a whole month, dude.
You're good. Yep, skill first on your character sheet. There's a little thing to the left. I think. I can't see your character sheet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Skills? Under skills?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Awareness is going to be on the right side, top.
I don't have any awareness. Rude.
You don't have any dots in awareness?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
That's
then
not-
it's just.
Then it's just wits. So it's still wits and awareness. You just get to roll without.
I believe in you.
Difficulty?
Difficulty is only going to be 2.
Better be. What
You got a critical. You got 4 successes. So
Holy
you.
crow, that's awesome.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
See?
Yeah, you find pretty much whatever you want. Smorgasbord of young men. There's 2 of them that are pushing some carts back into a back room.
I'm gonna find the one who looks most like he thinks God's gift.
They're actually twins. They seem to be working the same
Ooh.
shift.
Oh,
Damn.
yeah.
Decisions.
It's Tad and I bet it's Tad and Todd.
Oh,
Sure.
yes.
Tad and Todd it is.
Ted.
Oh, we'll write that down. Tad and Todd.
I'll take Tad.
Okay.
And when I'm just gonna kind of hang around and look kind of shy, flirty, and not exactly bat my eyelashes. I'm not gonna be flirty like Lady Catherine, but I'm gonna be
So, fucking Lord.
I'm obviously going to be trying to get his attention, but looking shy. I'm
Yeah.
not going to say anything to him, but when I do get his attention, I'm just gonna try to gesture so that he follows me into an empty patient room or a storeroom, whatever we've got.
Okay. There's an empty room. The curtains open, but
Okay.
it's the lights are off in there. He comes out and he's like, "Did you need help finding a room?"
Yeah.
I'm just gonna smile, in a half shy, half a flirty, come on kind of way, and walk slowly into the room and look over my shoulder at him to see if he'll follow me.
All right. Give me a, I guess a persuasion check. That's going to be like persuasion and charisma.
I don't have enough.
See here. Sure. Here for cheating. Okay. There you go. I got 1 in persuasion, 2 in charisma.
Successes. 0 of 2.
0.
0.
I didn't have to roll for mortals.
Well, that's if you're using a power.
Oh,
You're not using a power. You're just trying to like talk to them.
I know what my powers are.
Nothing that will help you.
What's
Based
that?
on what I just, nothing that would help you based on what I look like. What I just looked at. Let's see here.
Sure.
You can spend 1 point. You can take 1 point of superficial willpower damage to reroll up to 3 of your dice. So you would just go to your willpower, which is above your skills, and you would just click
Yeah.
on one of the boxes and put a slash to it.
What is
And then you can reroll.
explain resolve to me again, because I don't remember.
Resolve is like pushing your way through it, like making sure you get up, do whatever you got to do. It's basically dedication, kind of how to stick through a problem.
Okay, I'm rolling. So how do I do the reroll?
You can just click the button again if you want. How many dice did you have? You only had what, 3 dice to start with?
Yeah.
So you had 3 dice to start with, and you would have put 2 red dice in. You have 2 hunger. So yeah, you just re-roll. You can't re-roll the hunger die, so you just would roll. Just roll again, and we'll you go off of what it says.
No pool size modifier then, right?
Yeah, no pool size modifier. Cool, 3. So there you go. So
Nice.
so 3 successes. So yeah, he hesitates for a moment, and then you kind of glance back out the thing and smile, and he follows you in there.
And I just close the door behind him.
It's there's like a glass door, and then there's also like a curtain.
It's fine. So I'm going to slide the glass door closed and the curtain closed, and I'm going to position myself so that I am kind of blocking the exit. I don't want him to just be able to walk out.
He's like, could you get the light?
And I'm just going to put a finger over his lips. And let me think of how I want to do this.
Said it, pretty boy.
So
Pop him open like a Pez dispenser.
I'm gonna take my my other hand. The one that the finger that was on his lips is gonna like snake around to the back of his head,
Okay.
and down to his neck and shoulder, upper back, and the other one is gonna kind of like trace around to his shoulder, and like to do the whole feeling his bicep thing. I'm gonna go through all those motions and asynchronously I'm gonna do this kind of something similar with my other hand, so that it's not obvious that I am making my way down to his wrists, but I am making my way down to his wrists, and then I'm gonna hold them behind his back with one hand gently. I'm not being aggressive, but I'm not being violent.
You wouldn't toy with him.
Yeah, and I'm going to let him think that he could break that hold if he wanted to. And I'm going to lean against him and nibble briefly on his ear before lowering my mouth to his neck. And I'm going to act like I am just giving him a love bite. I'm going to be as gentle as I can. And when I'm applying enough suction that he won't be able to tell the difference between the hickey and the bite, I'll break the skin and drink just enough, and then seal the wound behind me.
Okay.
And then I will, when I'm done, I will discard him. I will push him. I will release his hands with that hand, and then I will push him roughly back from the middle of the chest, turn around and quickly open the door and just walk away.
Nice. All right. Yep. So you leave him.
You show him who's boss, Alice.
All right. Okay. That's a story he'll maybe share, maybe not.
Nobody will ever believe him. There aren't any marks.
There are no marks. Well, maybe you might have given him a hickey. Because you were.
Yeah, but nobody's going to believe anything else about it.
That's true. That's true. He's like, yeah, and then she bit me. Like, yeah, she did. Sure. You dumbass.
Yeah.
He just used a vacuum cleaner to have.
Gonna be
story.
drinking. Gonna be hitting pints at the local pub.
We know some
Not the
drunk guy
Albany.
just pinched you. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What's Aquila got?
All right. I'm looking for somebody older
Okay.
and awake, actually.
A patient or?
Yeah, a patient's fine.
Okay. It doesn't take you long to find somebody.
And I'm just gonna kind of walk in and
They're
talk.
just probably watching the Great British Bake Off.
I'm gonna walk in and talk to him like, I'm a journalist looking for to tell somebody's life story.
At 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm interested to hear about the last 50 years of your life, and I'm trying to gain as much information as I can about the current affairs in the world.
That's gonna take some time.
That's okay. I mean, everyone else is doing a whole bunch of weird shit.
That's true. Yeah.
So
you can get an abbreviated version. So
Yeah.
this guy, funny enough, this guy's an older gentleman. He tells you about being in the 8th Army in Egypt.
I'll share some of my experiences from Egypt.
And I
can't remember actually.
So as you're talking to him, you kind of have a flashback, and you remember how you were in northern Egypt when the Italians invaded. during World War II in 1940, 2 years before you went to London. And the Italians were fought off. You remember the British Eighth Army fighting them off. You were trying to protect like the artifacts and stuff there. And so you traveled sometimes with some of the soldiers and talked to them and stuff. And this guy has stories and things of that nature. And go ahead and give me an insight and intelligence.
Insight and intelligence. So. 2 successes only, but
so as you're talking to him, you realize you actually knew this guy. You actually traveled before with him, and he starts telling you, and then he starts kind of like having a little bit of like delirium because he starts to recognize you. And he says, "You look just like a guy that I knew, but I know it's not possible because you look like you've never aged. And obviously, you would have had to have. Was your grandfather in the war?"
that's exactly what I was going to go to.
Yeah.
My grandfather was actually in the war.
Yeah. He's like,
he shared very similar stories.
and he tells you he was in the Battle of El Alamein in 1941 when they pushed the Germans and Rommel back.
And what year did we get put into torpor?
42.
Okay.
It was shortly after Rommel's defeat in North Africa that you went to London.
Okay. I'm going to try to get any information about basically anything after 42.
Yeah. So you get a decent amount of information. He buddies up to you pretty well. And so forth. So. Yep.
And then I'll eventually lead up to feeding off him, and then I'm going to cloud his memory to forget that I fed from him.
Okay. So if you have to do something that he might know about when his, whether it be North Africa, whether it be like things that have happened from the war, stuff like that, you'll get 1 extra die moving forward in that.
Cool.
Okay. And yep, Lady Catherine, you end up getting a phone number.
Excellent. Can I also take his credit card?
Yeah, you can take Carlton's credit card. He willingly gives it to you, actually.
Does he have a wedding ring on?
No.
Nice. Okay. Whenever we meet back up again, I want to make sure to hand off the bags of goodies to Dr. Henry.
Okay.
Much appreciated. It's like I got a number of interesting modern day implements for extracting blood if you want to do it in a more sanitary fashion than our typical approach.
All right, so you guys basically rendezvous back, bumping into each other one by one or together, so forth, as the ER goes back to its business. Anything else you guys are looking for at the hospital?
Nope, don't think so. How many feedings did I make away with? Actually, I guess
you
if
can
there's
always only take 1.
Okay.
So you can't go to 0 unless you kill your victim.
No, I mean blood.
He took the
blood
bag.
bags.
Well, how many feedings a day? Why don't you just go ahead and roll like a D10?
Would those be MREs?
Yeah,
Kind
exactly.
of. I mean, they need to stay cold, but unless you're...
You say roll 1d10?
Unless you have iron gullet or something like that, they need to stay cold. But yeah.
6.
6.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
So 6 feedings. You do find a portable cooler. You're not really sure how it works, but you might be able to figure it out.
So I think actually, as I'm walking out, before I leave, I before she gets to it, I think I want to swipe that security key.
Yeah, you can take it.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to see if I could get a scalpel.
Absolutely. There probably would have been one in the drawers. I would think.
Would there be a phone book at the desk at all?
I'm gonna say 2015. There's probably a phone book.
I'd like to take that so that we can look through the yellow pages or things like that to see what's going on.
Yeah. So let's see. Was there a phone book in 1942? Do you know what to look for? Would you know to look for a phone book?
That's true. That's a good question.
No, they called the what you call it. But you could have asked the surgeon.
Okay.
In his entranced state.
Oh yeah.
He would have easily.
He'd have been like, "Oh, my number isn't in the book anymore. I got a blah blah blah."
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, so he would tell you where you could get a phone book. He would tell you the existence of a phone book.
Okay.
Yep. And he shows you how to use Google on your phone.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
And he says if you need a private lesson, he can invite you to his flat.
Oh. Doctor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of a name that is like uprightly British.
Carlton. His name is Carlton.
Is that I assume that was his last name. Is that his first name?
It's his first name. Carlton Drake.
Oh, Dr. Carlton Drake. Oh my God, he's a Drake.
That sounds like a romance novel.
It is. I'm like, that's a soap
Pretty much is
opera.
at this point.
Dr. Drake, I don't know what to do.
Just stick out your chest a little bit more when you say that.
Dr. Drake, oh please, my heart is pounding.
Tonight on London's General Hospital.
Yes. We were just satiating our hunger. Okay, that's...
All right, so you guys all could have fed down to 1.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so unless you guys want to hang out at the hospital somewhere.
No, we got to go find something.
Time to go shopping.
Yes, it's like we most certainly need to go shopping.
Can't we just break into a place? I mean,
You can.
I
There
can't
are
break into a
shops.
place necessarily.
There are shops along the way that are closed. There's
Okay.
a tailor shop. There's, a mall kind of, not really a mall, but like flat buildings.
Although the shard is the shard around the clock, because if it's run by vampires,
the shard itself does look like it has some restaurants. It also has some retail establishments. It has a hotel and apartments and stuff all in it. There's a shopping, arcade, hotel, viewing deck, and array of business offices. And that is Guy's Hospital, by the way.
God.
Well, the good news the good news is that we with that new card you've obtained, we should not need to go to resort to petty larceny.
No. I was just thinking if nothing's open, we can just go in and take what we need. But
I
if
also
things
have
are
this,
open, it would be easier.
which will get us back into the hospital anytime we need.
Good.
I wish to find proper vestments, so I would be looking for a church.
I would say what you intend to meet with the queen dressed in the regalia of.
So to be honest, if you were looking for vestments, you could have taken them from the church.
Okay. Well, if you'll allow that, that's fine then.
Although that was a poor church. I don't know if you would want to go in front of the queen in front of that. Are you Catholic or are you C of E?
I'm Catholic, but
Okay.
You could easily find a Catholic church.
why wouldn't I wish to go before the queen dressed as I am? Because it is as I am.
Well, most people would consider wearing something like that to be polarizing and potentially scandalous.
And a bit ironic, if I'm...
As you guys are deciding what you're going to do, I'm going to take a quick bio break.
Okay.
Ironic because you're no longer worthy of being a part of the faith because of your condition.
I'm afraid your medical degree does not entitle you to pass judgment on me. There are words in the Bible to that effect, and actually I am quite certainly still doing God's work, just in a much different way than I'd intended.
I don't want
I'm going to roll my eyes and walk away from this pissing contest.
I am going to sit down and I wish I had popcorn and watch this. Wow. Father, it might behoove you to find better vestments so that you are, so that the queen can understand that, the church should be vaunted. That's all. We know that you are the same father, no matter what you're wearing, but you want to show the church in the best light. That's why we should find you some better vestments.
No.
We don't want to shame the church.
There is no shame. I am dealing with the fate that God dealt to me. And he has done so for a reason, and I will stand before this queen dressed as I am, or I will not go. She's not my queen anyway.
Well, it's in your own best interest to show her deference and respect.
And quite certainly, as any good politician would, Doctor, I intend to. But...
Pay Caesar what is due to Caesar.
My clothing, if it alarms her, then perhaps she's not worthy of the throne. They are, after all, just clothes,
not bring
are they not?
that up. No. Sorry. Talk amongst yourselves. I just realized I wanted to look up something.
But, however, your choice is your own. But and I agree with the hospital. However, stopping at another church when we have such a challenging timeline.
Well, Byron mentioned that he said he would allow me
easy.
to have snagged it from where we were the last
Yeah,
church.
you could have snagged the vestments.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
were already at a church today, so you could have easily. That's something that's kind of akin to your character, so I don't see that would be any reason you couldn't have done that earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that if you desire to dress in that way, I don't have a problem with it. The rest of us, however, are going to have to find.
Yep. It's only 2 blocks
Better
to the
job.
shard.
So
Yeah.
Only 2 blocks to the shard. So
Let's go to the shard.
the shard.
Head down Oxford Street. All those places would be closed. You could walk right in and...
right. Well, the shard is a high-profile place, so there is actually like a tuxedo shop and stuff like that in there. So you could definitely find vestments in the shard. So, go ahead.
Well, with the magic plastic triangle, shouldn't we just go on a shopping?
It's a rectangle.
That's right.
I mean, I want to do something that's most expedient. So if breaking into a place is faster, let's totally do that. If at the shard they'll give us clothes and we can have someone wait on us, so that way they can fit everything appropriately, that would really show. That would show us to best effect.
You could absolutely get everything you need at the shard.
To the shard it is.
Yes.
Yep. So the shard is London's tallest building. It's one of the tallest in Europe, reaching over 1,000 feet into the city skyline. It actually was just completed this year in 2012, and is a multifunctional building containing shopping arcade, hotel, viewing deck, and it also is directly next to Guy's Hospital and the London Bridge train station, which serves the tube and the railway trains. So it's within an area that's expedient to get here. The lower floors are retail, but is open till 11. Floors 2 through 28, as you're looking at like a little podium or whatever. 2 through 28 are privately rented business spaces. and most offices are closed for the night, obviously. There are a few late workers coming and going. You do see some security personnel. Floors 31 to 33 are restaurant space and are open until 11 p.m. And there are a few bars that are open until 3 a.m. Floors 34 to 52 are the Shangri-La Hotel and see a constant flow of guests and staff. 53 to 65 are private residences. And finally, at the very top of the shard is floors 68 to 72. And there are, some security personnel here down in the bottom floor and so forth.
Shall we select the store? What stores are open?
You guys can pretty much find whatever type of retail establishment you want here. If you want to just say you can pretty much find what you want, you could just kind of decide what you would like and have that and find that type of clothing. If you want to find more than one type of clothing and have bags, you could even find luggage at one of the places to put stuff in, or just carry all your shopping bags like, bunch of Desperate Housewives or something like that. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want.
No, Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm gonna find a store that sells very nice tweed suits.
Yep, you can definitely find that.
I'm going full professor.
Okay. Yep.
1940s professor.
So you can pretty much find whatever type of clothing you're looking for. So if you want something that's all high fashion, you can find high fashion. If you want something that's lower fashion, you can find lower fashion. You can get multiples to line up to whatever you want. So forth. There's even a sporting goods store where you can find a variety of different things. The one thing you can't find, guns.
Yeah.
No guns. You notice that even the security personnel are not carrying firearms.
I'll make note of this. Have you noticed a distinct lack of firearms with the security guards?
Well, I mean, we're not at war. Why else would they carry a gun? They're not hunting. They're not fighting.
We're not Americans.
It was common practice prior to the war for people to still have firearms.
During the war, for sure.
Yeah, but I don't know that they were carried in the city in such a way that we would notice their absence.
I mean, I'm just thinking if for honor, but that doesn't really seem like part of this world.
Okay. Are you guys looking here for any kind of present for Queen Anne?
Sure.
We cannot buy her a present. We cannot get her a present.
Bring her a
from
PlayStation.
her own place. Yeah.
Absolutely,
No.
we can.
Like picking flowers out of her yard.
Seriously, bring her a PlayStation.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
Get her a PlayStation.
That would seem
We'll
pretty
get her
cool to
something
us, wouldn't
separate
it?
from you guys. We don't have to go all in on the same gift, I guess.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We'll even put our names on different cards. That's fine.
I'm gonna be like, hey, let's get her Vampire the Masquerade bloodlines.
So we won't get to that part.
Lady
of today.
Catherine's like, do not embarrass me.
We won't get to that part today, so I'll leave that as your homework for you guys to determine what gift you're going to bring to the show.
Nice bottle of wine is always appreciated when visiting for dinner, perhaps.
Whatever happened to a nice bottle of wine?
So you guys do have a couple hours left. There is the pub that Hamish mentioned, the Albany. And then there is also the bars here in the Shard.
Did we get rooms yet? Because if not, then I'll go upstairs or like 2 over the front desk, whatever, and get 5 rooms for us for a week.
You guys can
sure.
all give me a wits plus awareness with a difficulty of 4.
Ooh.
Wits plus awareness, a difficulty 4. Also,
Difficulty of 4. Ooh.
get 4 dice.
Not gonna work out for me.
Yeah, that's that.
I got
Look at that.
6.
Boom, boom.
I mean,
I got 3 of 4.
Very nice.
Oops.
6 of 4. Wow.
I got a critical.
Nice.
Did you?
Yeah, that's what the blue one is.
Holy cow.
Oh, yeah. So, Aquila, your sharp eyes, or who do we have left?
I believe
Got-
just me.
No, Alice is still rolling. Alice. Yep. So just Aquila. So Aquila, you do kind of look over and you see there are 2 elevators down here that lead to the floors. You notice kind of off to the side, there is a glass walled area with a rope that looks like a private lift. And there are 2 armed guards standing at that, and they do have guns.
Okay.
So you can tell that there's a private lift. It would probably occur to you that that's probably the lift to the upper floors
Gotcha.
where people couldn't just go. So that's probably the way to the party.
Cool.
Oh, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, of course. But yep.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys make a trip over to Albany afterwards after you get your rooms here.
We get all dressed up and
Get all dressed up, then whatever party clothes you want.
just kind of like a suit, but like just a button-up white t-shirt, white shirt.
Okay. We're coming up on 10:30. Anybody got what's drop dead tonight?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Nope. All right, sweet. Let's keep going. All right. So you guys tell me when you're ready to quit. I'm still got plenty of material still. All right. So you guys kind of how do you get over to Albany? It is just it's only a couple blocks. You could walk there, or you could take a cab, or you could just, there's several people walking around at night in this area of town, so forth.
I feel comfortable just walking. I'm in good spirits now that I have all of my tools with me.
Okay. So you guys go down the street and round onto Great Portland Street. Most of the buildings and shops here are closed for the day, but there are plenty of people walking on the streets on their way out for an evening. You come across the pub just a short way down called the Albany, whose basement function room, called the Other Place, is hosting club night called
Ooh.
Outcast Sector.
Outcast what?
Outcast Sector.
Okay.
So there are a few smokers hanging around outside the entrance. The smell of tobacco from a variety of cigarettes and so forth. As the door opens to let someone in, the club itself is tiny, a little more than a little dance floor and a bar. Dark and crowded, smells of spilled beer.
So are they playing like dark techno type stuff? What's the vibe? Is it chill or?
A little bit of both. So they kind of you see a little bit of like that type of music, no music that you're accustomed to.
Yeah.
In any way, shape, or form. Completely different. You're like, this is different. As you can imagine, somebody listening to both classic and new age in 2015 or 2012
Yep.
music, what you would expect to hear. It looks like it would be quite easy to find a victim here. Their edges of the place are dark. A few couples kissed here and there, and there are shadows. Yep. There is a DJ, a dark-skinned woman with curly hair that has like a pair of big headphones on her head, and she is wearing pretty stylish clothes, and she's like doing some stuff with electronics and so forth. Big speakers playing, despite the fact that it's such a small place.
Look at these youth just wasting their wasting their time away on such frivolous pursuits.
Indeed.
Don't be such an old fuddy-duddy. Everybody who's young does that. That's part of being young.
And see where that sort of behavior leads you. Just think. Just.
I am thinking. No.
And this music, awful. So bad.
That's perfect. So you guys kind of wandering around a little bit. There's a variety, just about most walks of life that you can, think about are mostly here. Some workers that are out for a night, just kind of drinking at the bar. There's, a couple of more higher profile gentlemen, like sitting at a table talking. Looks like they're doing some business or something like that, drinking pints and so forth. There's, a gathering of some women and some couples and stuff that are around. And as you're looking around the place and so forth, Alice, the woman, the music is still playing, and it looks like she must have stepped away from the DJ booth at some point. And she kind of comes over to you and kind of taps you on the arm. And she says, "Well, folks, welcome to Albany." She says, "Unfortunately," she's like, "these grounds are spoken for." She says, "But, however, if you behave yourselves and don't hurt anyone or cause any ruckus, for a favor, I'm sure I could let you feed here tonight."
I just look at my companions.
Well,
kind of favor?
Yes. What sort of favor are you looking for?
Well, I mean, we can figure that out at a later time.
Darling, I don't think we're not really here to feed. We're just here to look around. But if you'd be willing to share some information, that might be worth a favor.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a, let's do a charisma or manipulation and persuasion.
All right.
So charisma if you're just trying to be, persuasion and like charisma if you're just trying to just kind of talk to her about it. And
yeah, I just want to talk to her. What is
manipulation if you're trying to twist her?
Nah, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, not. Holy crow.
No.
But 2 of 2.
2 of 2.
I don't know. It says success is 2 of 2, but dice rolled 5 and 1.
Oh. So. That.
Am I hearing that I should spend some willpower and?
So,
No.
Unfortunately, you can't.
Okay.
It's not a bestial failure.
Okay.
It is a bestial failure because the successes needed were over 2. It is a failure on the roll. So you can spend a point of willpower. You can take 1 point of superficial willpower damage. You would go to your willpower and click one box. It'll create a slash in it. And you can re-roll up to 3 of your dice in your pool, which it looks like 3 of them were failures, right?
I guess.
Yeah, the 3 in the center are failures, and the ones on the side are good.
Should I just like re-roll charisma or something like that? Okay,
nope, you don't want to do that. You're better off to just re-roll the 3 failed dice, and all you need to do is get 1 success on the 3 re-roll.
How do I re-roll?
So what you would need to do is be able to get the 3 successes. So you literally could just do the same roll again, and we'll just keep in mind what this roll is for fast purposes. But I think on your willpower, there's like a.
You could just click roll 3d10.
Okay.
And anything above a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a failure.
Yep.
6 through 9 is a success.
Let's do it that way.
Yep. Yeah, you can do it that way. Whatever you want to do.
1
So
success.
boom, that's going to be enough. You only need one more success to tie.
Okay. Okay.
It goes to any ties go to the active character, which is you. So that's good. So a tie is good for you. So yeah.
Okay.
So you persuade her. She says absolutely. She's like, she points to like one of the other gentlemen, a dark-skinned man that is over there working the booth with her, and he steps in and starts doing the music and picks up the headphones and stuff like that. And she says absolutely. She's like, we could talk over here.
That sounds
And,
wonderful. That.
She's got like a little side room. It just has a small table. It doesn't have. It's like a small table, and then it has like booths along the walls. Kind of.
Okay. So let's go in and just chat with her. I mean, she's maybe going to. I mean, we don't really know anything that's going on in the town. Maybe she could help us out, or at least give us some information, guys.
Sure. Is everybody going to go in and talk to her, or?
I think it's worthwhile. I would like to go.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So you guys go in the little side room with Rain. She says her name is Rain.
I mean, we heard about this place from one of the cabbies, Hamish. He says that he frequents this place and suggested we come and check it out.
Yeah. Absolutely. She says, I travel around London. She says, I have several places that I play. And, she goes, I plan to spend all of my life, my immortal life, dancing. Dancing is such a fine thing. The flow of the music, it fits.
I suppose if that feels meaningful for you, then continue to pursue it. However, we are in a bit of an interesting position. We have to. Are you attending the party tomorrow?
Well, anyone who's who would attend the party. If you don't attend the party, that's kind of a slight. When the queen calls all kindred in the city to a party. If you don't attend, that looks a little bad, don't you think?
One would think so, yes. So we've been out of circulation for a bit, perhaps. We were just wondering if we could get your take on the city, how things are going, what's going on.
Well, the city is alive with music and so forth. There are rumors, of course, of different hunters out and about, but I think that's just a political ploy to get people to do whatever they want. She goes, but the city is vibrant, growing. The Shard is an amazing place. Queen Anne has just helped to have it built. I know that Clan Toreador would love to be around the party there. I'm hoping to get the chance to play in one of the bars.
Is she Clan Toreador?
Is the Queen Clan Toreador?
No, you. I'm sorry, dear. I'm so sorry, dear.
Yes,
Rain,
of
are you
course.
Clan? Oh.
Yes.
Is there a way to visually, tell
Nope.
what clan is which?
Basically, you get personality vibes.
Okay.
Because technically, clans turn someone or embrace someone that fits that type of clan personality. You know what I mean? So crazy people are typically like different clans, Malkavians,
Yes.
so forth. You guys were higher ups, so you would know a little bit about the clans, if your memories were
Do we
to ever come
remember?
back. If your memories were to ever come back, you would start to. So you've heard of Clan Toreador. The lovers, music, art, those are the things that they like. Clearly, she has some level of ability to tell that you were kindred. So, from across the room in a busy club.
Yeah. You talked about rumors of hunters. What do you mean by hunters?
Hunters, those that would hunt us, pack masters, using their dogs to track us down, eradicate us.
Does that sound familiar to us?
I mean, you're.
I mean, we kind of ran away from some of them. The people who assaulted the warehouse we were at.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is a real thing. They weren't just paranoid. That wasn't just a one-off.
No, don't say that you bought into that.
We ran away from one of them.
Ran away from them? No. Come. If there were hunters in the city, do you think that Queen Anne would be having such a lavish party? What a place to get them, other than knowing. Everyone knows that Queen Anne is at the Shard.
Are you saying that she's completely untouchable by these hunters? They won't even try? Or are you saying that they have no idea about how big our existence is in the city anyway?
She's like,
Sounds
well,
to me
honey,
more like she's saying if it were a problem, there would have been a problem already.
she's like, well, honey, number one, the Shard is an Elysium. So no one can cause problems there of kindred unless they wish to break the traditions of the Camarilla. It is a safe zone. It's a place for all of us to be safe. Not to mention that, but unless you're going to scale the 67 floors, getting to the top is going to be a bit difficult. There's only one elevator, and Queen Anne controls it.
Sounds like a rather foolproof meeting place. So I see what you're saying. I'm sure the queen is in no actual danger from these inquisitors. However,
Not to mention that, but every kindred in the city will be there. Well, those that are smart.
as we will be making sure we attend. The problem is that we're struggling with coming up with a reasonable gift.
Oh. Well, I mean, royalty is royalty. I'm sure even in your time there were princes and queens and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
What would you bring to them?
A PlayStation.
Well,
I don't remember.
I did not come into I did not come into my own during the age of kings and queens, really.
She's like gold, jewels. Those would be popular, but you know, everyone will have that.
Although, if we were to bring in an inquisitor or two, now that would be interesting, right?
Oh, that
As a
would stand
prisoner,
out.
not as a guest.
That would definitely stand out and would lend some truth to these rumors. Sure, she would appreciate the chance to.
Are you proposing we hunt the hunters then, Henry?
I feel like they were quite rude interrupting our introduction to this world by so coarsely attacking our allies. I feel like such a slight cannot be allowed to go unchallenged. It's like perhaps you know, Miss Rain, where exactly they operate out of, seeing as how you listen to the music of the streets.
Phantoms, really, hiding in the city. One would probably catch Jack the Ripper faster.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're only human. They can't be hiding that well.
Only human. Well, I suppose that's one way to look at it.
Why, have you seen evidence to the contrary?
Well, I mean, if you haven't noticed, we have some powers. We have some things. Normal humans would not be able to track us. Even the police. Easy blow-offs.
Well, they must be at least resourceful then.
She said you ran away from them?
retreated, a tactical retreat.
Perhaps they're still there. Typically, if the police find bodies or something like that, they tend to hang out, make a crime scene, or so forth.
The thought it had occurred, although the risk is considerable. I would rather isolate one away from the rest of their group.
Perhaps some observation, so forth.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
She said perhaps some observation would be good.
Wouldn't be remiss to engage in some kind of observation around it. So, well, it's an option, I suppose. Did they ever do anything to you and yours?
No.
I mean, she doesn't believe in them.
Oh, I believe. I think.
Rain doesn't believe in them.
I think she's playing coy. I think she knows. And I'm like, sorry about talking about you in the third person, right?
Can we do an insight check to see if she is?
Yeah, if she's telling the truth.
Yeah. So, like, insight plus.
She's like, I'm a lot of things, but a liar is not one of them.
Insight and intelligence.
Yeah, insight intelligence.
Okay.
How many successes? Difficulty.
2.
I got 5.
I got 3.
Nice.
She seems to be telling the truth. She thinks they're phantoms. She's like, next thing you know, you'll be talking about Nessie.
Oh, you dear sweet thing. How long have you been one of us?
How long have I been one of us? Well, it's been a little while, not that long. Oh, let me see. I can actually figure it out for you. I know we're a generation, but I don't know what the time frame is.
Kids these days and their newfangled thoughts.
She's like, I was turned in the 70s.
1870s or 1970s?
Well, 19, of course. Oh, you're saying you're older?
Do we look it?
Not a day. I wish I was as stunning as you.
I know, dear. So many do. But we all have our own gifts, and music seems to be yours, and that is so wonderful. You said that there's no hunting here. Is this your territory?
Yes, I claim the clubs that I go through.
Oh.
She's like, but as long as you don't hurt anyone.
No.
Owe me a small favor, a boon of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps I will need something at some point. Probably some tips on fashion. You are stunning.
Thank you, dear. Actually, that was one of the things I was thinking about is, we've lost a few years of fashion, and as I'm looking around, people seem to be dressed much differently than what I'm accustomed to.
Oh, yes. I tell you, you're dressing just fine. Lady Scarlet would probably be taken hard to compete.
Dear, I love you so very much. I think we will be very good friends. I hope we will be.
Succubus seduces women as well.
She says,
one, yes. Also, when a woman gives you a compliment, especially comparing you to someone who is not your friend, they become your friend.
She's like, as a matter of fact, she said, you do seem quite a fine person. She said, being that I am of Clan Toreador, I do have connections. the Toreador designer, Astrid Trevelli, happens to be a friend of mine.
I think that would be delightful. I mean, we have already found some things, but I mean, they are not signature. You know what I mean.
Yes, Lady Catherine, or Lady Scarlet, likes to get Trevelli, but no, she's a Ventru, so Toreadors don't really like her. She's more demanding. She likes to elevate her status as the commandeer of British fashion to, shit on Clan Toreador.
Well, there are some Ventru have real class and some just pretend to it. And I think that Lady Scarlet is one of those pretenders. I think it would be wonderful to meet up with Astrid Trevelli.
Not a problem. You can roll me let's see here, let's do charisma and persuasion,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, or charisma and finance. I'll let you do that too.
Ooh.
Because you're strapped enough that you probably have the cash flow,
Yeah. So you said persuasion plus finance? No, charisma plus finance.
Charisma plus
correct?
finance. I'll let you do that.
How many successes?
You're looking for 4.
Okay.
Oh,
7,
blew that
baby.
out of the box.
Wait, are there 2 critical successes in there? Holy shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's probably how you got 7. Let's see, you got... I can't see the dice on here.
Mine are they're just like weird little...
They're just lines now.
Yeah, I guess I have to hover over it and...
They're not on the stream, though. They're not on the stream. That's what's killer.
Okay, so I just say, like, yes, 7 successes out of 4.
Yeah.
And you get 2 successes for each 10. Which gives you 4, and then 2 normal, and then your hunger die was.
So that's a crit?
Yes, that's a crit.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's crit.
Okay, cool.
You're never going to get more than like 5 successes unless you're getting a crit.
Okay, yeah. So blue is crit, green is good, and red.
Green is normal, red bad.
All right.
And then your hunger die is whatever it
That's how
shows.
it is. Okay. Yeah. Since she says 7 successes, she's well. She's like, I do know he is having a private affair, as some of the other kindred are shopping tonight for the party tomorrow. She said, he's just upstairs at the Shard. She's like, I could get us into his private residence.
I would love that. Thank you so much. As I look at the rest of them, Alice should probably come with me. If you want to, Alice, to, so that you can get... So we're women, women need to look a little bit better. Men can kind of wear anything. And really, if we're going to get designer clothes, the fewer of us, the better. So he has time.
Yeah, well...
Don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't believe it would be something I would be that interested in.
Me either.
And that's okay. No, don't worry. We understand completely. You may be able to find our gift, or
but perhaps Reverend and I'm sorry, Tyler. I forget your character's name.
Keela.
God.
It's like maybe it's like, what do you think about that idea of looking for an Inquisitor? Worth it, or?
I think it's a novel idea, because one less of them hunting us, perhaps 2.
Feels like it could be very foolish. If we're unlucky to catch just one of them, It could end very poorly, as they're keen to hunt us. They might have defenses capable of catching us before we find them.
They may indeed. But if we're going to endear ourselves to Her Majesty, there is no better gift than one who would hunt us.
I mean, just gold and jewels would do, but I think learning more about this Inquisition would be a good idea.
Gold and jewels is so mundane, don't you think?
Yes, I don't think we want to
Says.
just do. We need to impress.
These earthly things versus handing her a soul? A gift from God?
I like the way you think, Father. And really, I would not be... The hunt is not where my skill set lies. So I would be probably more of a liability to you.
She says, I have an idea. I will give you the introduction to Astrid and make sure that you two ladies are dressed as well as you can. Of course, I can't pay for said things, but I can get a reduction in cost. She's like, and if the men could require this hunter that, you know, or perhaps catch the Loch Ness monster while they're out there, then you would have that. And if you could just be so kind as to put my name on the tag.
I don't see that as a problem. What do you think, group?
You have been most helpful. I suppose an eye for an eye.
Agreed.
For that little boon, you can, we'll say, 1 week. 1 week of free feeding in my clubs.
Ooh.
She's like, they're all quite dark.
And they do seem to be very stylish. A lot of young... I mean, there are appropriate numbers of young, wealthy, classy folk here.
Yes, and, well, also, I could just put a few posts on Instagram, maybe reach out on Facebook, and, well, I'm sure I could whatever clientele you want. My media manager is quite skilled.
I don't understand
what does
anything you
any
say.
of that mean?
Yeah.
I just nod like I understand it. I'm like, yes, those things.
He's like, as a matter of fact, now would be a good time. She goes, Catherine, Alice, and she picks up her phone and she kind of does like it. She's like, come in here.
Okay.
And she like, you guys like gather. She goes, smile at that phone. She goes, she takes the thing and like snaps it. And she's like, see? And then she's like, she types something on her phone or whatever. And she goes, boom. She goes, snap sent.
What did you just do?
I sent a snap.
All right, so we're finding a...
Backing away and nodding.
Smile and
Right.
I'm
nod.
just kind of backing away. Like, okay.
Okay.
All right,
Here we
yeah.
go.
It takes the picture and sends it through the internet.
Oh, Nikki did tell me about the
And
internet.
then other people who have that. She goes, here, let me see your phone.
Here you
She has her
go.
phone. She's like, types a few in it, and she goes, boom, see? And she like selects the thing, and she goes, Rain, look at this, boop. And she clicks it, and she goes, see? There's our picture. And you can see the snap.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
that's so interesting, and I look stunning. Oh,
Yes, you
There's
do.
like a filter, so you look even hotter. Like her.
You look human.
She knows she doesn't look like that, right?
don't be insulting, Akila. Every woman looks the way that she believes she looks.
I have to ask something for the group. How do you think? Okay, so that selfie I get, but prior to that, right before you had rear-facing cameras, you had the bathroom selfie. How did that work out for vampires? Was it just a bunch of cameras floating in the middle of the air or something? Like there's no.
Yeah, do we have? I forgot to look. Do we have reflections? If we don't, I mean.
So I think that's like folkloric bane and stuff like that. So you
Yep.
probably do show up in, but you can actually take folkloric things
I did.
to have certain things that
Yeah, you did.
like
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
So La Sombra have a problem with technology. So when they touch it, the cameras burn out, shit like that. Phones, electronic locks, all kinds of things like that. DVD players in the backseat of an Escalade, all kinds of things like
Yes.
that. Can fuck
Somebody touched my fucking car in our other game. A real nice Escalade. This got little DVD fucking videos in the back. Someone was like poking at the screen and broke it.
And that's when you devour them.
He didn't know it was
Oh,
broken.
right.
It was actually broken for like 4 or 5 episodes, and
Oh man.
he found out when another character got in the car and was tapping on the screen because she was.
Because I don't get in the back seat because I'm always driving my car.
Of course.
It's been broke for like 5 episodes, and Lasama sat in the back cheating.
But he
Recorded
quit.
it out.
But he quit the game, so I can't even do anything about it.
He didn't quit. He's out for a little bit right now.
Actually, is this a good place